I have a really hard time eating food in restaurants.
Hmm.
I think about the person who prepared it. And then as soon if I let myself even go down that path, I just can barely put it in my mouth. I'm like, did you wash your hands? What kind of person are you? What have you touched? When's the last time you picked your nose? Like just blech.
I like to just imagine that everybody washes their hands as frequently as I do.
You're so optimistic.
I know they don't. I don't know. I don't enjoy eating out as much as I used to, for sure.
Because the food generally is terrible and we are really good cooks.
Yeah.
So, but I remember my mom, like when I was young, she would make once in a while, she would make like steak and, something like some nice meal. And we'd be eating it and we'd be like, this is really good. And then she would say, do you know what it cost? And she would have itemized, right? Like per whatever, so that she could give like a total for everything and then a total for each of our meals. And then she would explain how much it would have cost. And it just annoyed the shit out of me. And now I'm like, guess what? I do the same thing.
Okay, so this is interesting. Were you a family that went to restaurants very often then? Probably not.
No, by very often, I believe I should include when we went out after I convocated. I bet we went out to a restaurant. Oh, you know what? Okay. When I was little, like up until high school, we did not. My parents once in a while went to a restaurant called the Carvery.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And my mom would wear her fur coat and perfume. And I was just like, oh, and we got to eat chips and have ginger ale. But other than that, like we did not go unless it was like a family organized, you have to show up to this thing. And then when my dad joined the culty thing, sometimes we would go to like, there would be like a thing at like, people would just sort of get together, always a buffet.
Oh, delightful.
So, yes. But then my mom really, her side of the family, they really love having, like, do you remember the Hotel Sask brunch?
Sure do.
So we would go there for like special occasions. And I did really enjoy that. It's gone now. There's not that. And my kids miss it. Like we would go do that.
They don't do the brunch anymore?
No, just sad. Like it was like an icon for me.
Yeah.
And now the Bay is closed. Okay, so in my lifetime, we've lost Eaton's, which broke my heart, then Sears, which broke my heart again, and now the Bay in Regina is closing.
I heard that. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Why would you ever go to the Cornwall Center ever again?
Why would I? Because I'm taking someone to Sephora and I go in hopes. I'm like, maybe there's something here.
You have an H&M, which is one thing Kelowna does not have.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
weird.
wild. I go into H&M, but it's too much.
Well, it's also just cheap sweatshop stuff.
Yeah. If I was going to have one of those, I'd want it to be Zara,
Yes, exactly.
which I don't really like going in because it's like going into a nightclub of frantic mess. I like Zara online.
The best Zara was the giant one in Barcelona that we went to. That was
Oh, yeah. And
glorious.
probably really clean.
It was immaculate and
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
The only one I really ever get to is in Chinook in Calgary. And it's
Oh, that one's a shit show. Always.
like, it's filthy because,
It reminds
and
me
it's
of a
not,
Winners. I'm like, oh, am I at Winners?
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's awful. But Zara online, and then everything's pretty and it's curated. And then if you order, it comes like all wrapped nice. Like my kids, I always ordered them Zara when they were little. And so they thought it was like, and then we went into a Zara and they're like, what? Like the disconnect between how it presents in the mailbox and in person.
The restaurant thing is really interesting to me too when you talk about that because, like, so your mom would itemize and price things out at home. So to this day, I have trouble going to a restaurant and ordering any kind of drink other than water
Because it was wasteful.
because, well, it was so expensive and blah, blah, blah. So we did go to restaurants, not often, but my mom liked to go to restaurants and my dad didn't like to spend money. And which we also didn't have a lot of extra money. So I get it. But my mom loved to like
The experience.
Earl's back in the day, right?
Oh, you got to go to Earl's as a
Yes.
like young. Oh,
I did. I did.
can't even imagine having had
Not a
parents.
lot. Like not
No, but still.
But we did. A couple, maybe once or twice a year, right? But like to this day, I have so much trouble ordering a beverage. And then also now I'm like, well, I don't drink alcohol, so
Right.
I can't order that. Then I feel guilty if I don't order an alcoholic beverage because I feel like those servers want me to so they can get a better tip and everything. And I always feel like I have to explain, like, oh, like I think I've become allergic to alcohol. I just can't drink anymore. I have to like give them a reason why
That's
I don't
interesting.
drink.
Okay,
But I
so
do.
did you ever work as a server?
I did.
Because that working in that industry, like, and I was there for like so long, I lost any of my parents' frugality around ordering, and I will order drinks with, right. I don't even look at, right. I don't even look at the price of whatever it is that I'm ordering. I just order it.
That's my sister. It's like she went the opposite way from my parents and was just
Yes.
like, who the fuck cares if the wine is $20 for a 3-ounce glass? I don't care.
This is what I
Great.
want.
This is
Yes.
what I'm having. Like, she doesn't bat an eyelid, but I'm like, oh, I better not get that thing because that thing's $40. I'll get this thing that's 36 because I would probably enjoy it just as much.
But I hear it totally, though, what you're saying about not ordering, like if I order water, because I just don't want anything, like I do feel guilty because as a server, I was so annoyed by people who ordered water. And it wasn't even the bill part of it. It wasn't the padding of the bill. It was, you're cheap.
And my problem
That
is,
was my instant. I was like, oh, here we go. You're saving money.
and that's not actually why I do it. It's because I
No,
don't
and I
drink
believe that,
alcohol.
right?
I know. But like then I feel guilty saying it's because like I don't drink alcohol. I don't want a sugary beverage because already I can't finish a meal. So I don't need to add a sugary beverage that I won't even enjoy.
Yeah, that I don't want.
I don't drink Coke. Am I going to pay $5 for a Coke?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we always order like Pellegrino and share a bottle, right? Because like thinking of Earl's in particular, like it comes in the big thing. And so
Yeah.
Jade and I got a bottle of that. And then he was like, I figured out that if I just order soda water, it's the same thing. And I was like, no, actually, it's not. Pellegrino is mineral water, which is the whole point, and it's delicious. And soda water is a gun with some fizz.
It's disgusting.
I'm not doing that. I am not participating in this. And why would we be saving $4? Like,
Also, if you both ordered soda water, isn't it just the same price? Because I feel like it's like 4 or
it
5.
probably is. I'm going to point that out. But I was like, I'm not playing. Like, that's dumb. If that's where we're going to start, like, where will we end up?
We just don't even go out anymore, really, because like all the things I feel guilty about, if we don't eat, we're not huge eaters, so we don't have appetizers. Like I can't even finish a whole meal. So
I love
we'll share something.
leftovers.
What's that?
I love leftovers. You don't love leftovers.
No, I do not. And nobody in my family does. So then I feel the waste. I feel guilty
Yeah.
about the waste that's going to happen. So, and then to cap it all off, because we cook well at home, why spend the money going out?
That's my biggest thing is like, and it seems to have gotten better, but like we used to go to Earl's every Sunday. I wanted to be, right, those families that I served where I was like, okay, look at you have this ritual and I do all the cooking, like all of it. So I was like, this is my thing. Plus, I like it was just that's my comfort food.
Yeah.
Right. Every mood that I'm in, they'll hit it. But pandemic, we ordered like pickup. But then I was like, okay, you're charging me a lot and now I have to assemble everything. And this is just really annoying. Or they like forgot something really critical, like the dressing for the salad that I'm supposed to toss. Right.
Always. Always.
So there was that. So we really like curtailed that. But then we were like, well, let's go. And I'm like, hey, I said to the server, and my family also doesn't like my helpful advice. But I'm like, if you're gonna reduce the portion size by like a significant amount, I said, which I get, I understand inflation, blah blah blah. I said you got to get some new plates because it looks like you've just given me nothing. Like it's way too obvious.
And then you're like, and by the way, I worked here for years.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your family loves when you do
but
that.
Like it's expensive. Or you get some jackass server, and this drives me. Like if I'm going and I'm paying, like now for our family, if it's all 5 of us, like it's a couple $100 without padding. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no
without
desserts.
appetizers or dessert or anything. But if we did order an appetizer, you bring me the appetizer, but no plates. No, I got to ask for all the stuff. Like I'm here for the service because I can do this all at home or I could just order and have it delivered to my door. So bring me the plates and the napkins in advance of the thing. And then should I feel more guilty about how annoyed that makes me? Tell
No,
me.
because no, because I think that when we were servers, at least I was an extremely conscientious, like hardworking, ran my ass off. For, by the way, lucky if you got 10%. If you got 15, it was a freaking miracle.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like it starts at 18. That's like for crap service.
Yeah.
And then you feel guilty if you want to tip less, but sometimes I'm like, you don't deserve
Sometimes
it.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, this is all you're getting, and you're lucky you're getting anything.
But then you hear, oh, but they have to tip out the kitchen and they have to tip out the barn.
I
Yeah,
don't
but I had
care.
to do
So did
that too.
I.
I had to do that too, exactly.
Dine
Yeah,
and dash funds.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel sometimes I feel guilty that we don't eat out more, but we also can't afford to right now. It's just not in the
Oh,
budget.
it's like it's way, way, way too gross. And I'm always disappointed. It's the experience, maybe, right? Because no matter what I do, like we're still, if we're in our kitchen. So sometimes I get my ladder and I climb up into the highest cupboard and get candles and I'll put on music. And I'm like, okay, like I'm just trying to change it up here. So then usually then the fighting doesn't start until like a little later than typical.
We now that we only have one child at home with us.
Oh, you can only fight with one person. Is it
Oh
more or
yeah,
less
but she's
intense?
she's the most evil one to fight with, though, if I'm honest. So, and teenage girls, man, they can be brutal, vicious with their meanness.
I have two in my house right now,
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel for you.
and we're doing university applications, which when my oldest did them, she went to the guidance counselor and they just did them all. Like I was not, all I had to do was supply a credit card number. That was it. And it was just done. And it was like seamless. And this one, and I don't know if it's like her not advocating, but we've been doing them and it's a fucking nightmare. Every single one is different. It's incredibly complicated. And then she'll be like, I don't know why it says that I have tasks to do. And I'm like, well, do you want me to look? Well, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, well, look right here. It says, well, like somehow it's all my
It's your
fault.
fault.
And I'm like, did you ask me to help you? Because I'm helping you. Why are you mad? I'm like, I'm not even mad. I'm not talking.
Oh, I get the. Why are you yelling at me?
Oh my God. You want to hear
This is
yelling?
my slightly irritated speaking voice. Like how I'm
Yelling.
talking to you right now. This is the level. That is considered yelling.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you for real?
Yeah.
That is not yelling. This is me being irked because the 15th time I've had to repeat something or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed, but I'm not like full
I'm not
blown
yelling.
screaming at you. There's no yelling.
I wonder if there's something viral that we're not seeing, like some, what are they, Instagram reel or TikTok thing about yelling. Because I get accused of yelling by both my kids and actually even my husband, who has discovered reels apparently and turned into like the most annoying person in the world. Reels with no, I'm like, hey, all the same rules apply to you as to the kids. If you're going to listen to something, get your headphones.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear the sounds of like, but yeah, like something about yelling. Because yelling to me is very clear
Yeah.
what it is and isn't.
Yeah. And I do sometimes yell at them.
Oh, yeah. Then
Like,
sometimes I'm like, you want yelling? I can yell.
Like, you know when I'm yelling. Like,
I'm writing it down.
believe
Yelling.
me, you've heard it. So I'm not sure why this constitutes yelling. Or like I'm being mean to you. That's the other thing.
Mean. Why are you so mean? You're so mean.
Sorry for parenting you and doing everything you want. And then every once in a while I snap because I realize I'm bending over backwards for a person who is completely ungrateful.
Amy, as young mothers coming up in the world and, like overlapping times,
Yeah.
did we parent so gently and kindly and with this intention? And now our kids think that when we speak firmly, we're yelling?
So I think that is probably true for a lot of kids our kids' age and a lot of moms our age. I did yell more than I am
I yelled too.
And I
And
have felt guilty about this because I feel like there are a lot of people who never yelled at their kids. And then I would just tell myself, well, I mean, they need to like learn to
they
cope.
need to know that there are people like us in the world.
Yeah, and there are boundaries sometimes, and we're human, and sometimes you cross those lines and we're gonna snap.
I
Like,
did try very hard not to yell, but I yelled like crazy town.
yeah, I yelled far more than I would like to have, I'm sure.
I had to get a book on anger management. Did I tell you that ever? And it actually changed my life. I remember we were living on Tibbetts, so the children would have all been children.
Yeah.
And I ordered this book, and it was the first time it had been positioned to me that anger is a choice. And I was like, oh, and probably resisted it. Like I was like,
I
that's
probably
not
would have been like, fuck you, it's not a choice. You're making me so angry right now.
watching. Um, but it had all these questionnaires, like tons, and I did them in the book, and I really, 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 really made an effort, and it was really helpful. Like it really helped me. And it's not to say that I didn't get angry, but when I did, I remember there were most of the time I could kind of get control and be like, you have a choice as to how you react in this moment. So what are you going to do? And most of the time, I think I was a lot better, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I remember I was like, you have a choice. And I was like, yeah, and I'm going to fucking go there. And I still, like last night, I think I yelled, or the night before, and I was just fed up. And I was like, you have a choice. And I was like, yes, I sure do.
I definitely do, and it feels good to make this choice right now. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
yell it
watch
out.
me. Yeah.
I think now I have resorted more to crying than yelling.
Why, why did that make me laugh?
I used to yell, it didn't get me anywhere. So now I'm like, maybe if I cry and make you feel guilty that you are treating me as like such a piece of dog shit, then you'll feel guilty and stop doing it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm getting a lot of, I don't know what on earth is making me enjoy this so much. And I don't know what that says about me. And I'm not going to think about it right now. But when you say I've resorted to crying, does the crying just sort of happen?
Yes, it just
You have to
happened. It's
work it
like,
up.
no, it just happens. Like I'm upset and frustrated because we're having the same arguments over and over. And I'm like, and then she just is like, you but you're just so mean to me. And I'm like, how am I being mean? I just told you that you need to get to school on time and you're literally late every single day and missing the bus so that I have to drive you. Me saying you need to get up sooner and organize your time better and being frustrated that you're wasting my day and starting it off on a negative note and me spending like so much time trying to get you out the door is not me being mean and yelling. It's me being super frustrated. So eventually then I'm like, you
Yeah.
don't even
Well, it
care
hurts your
about
feelings.
my
It
feelings.
hurts
You
your
don't,
feelings. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, you don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my wasted time. Like my time is not important. So then I'll start like I get upset and then I
Yeah.
start to, and then she's like, "Oh my god, why are you even crying
Oh,
right now?"
well, I feel like crying. What would happen? What would happen if, and maybe you've done this, so I'm curious, but what would happen if you were like, okay, if you missed, right, advance warning, if you miss the bus tomorrow or whatever the next bus day is, you're on your own for getting to school. Because,
She wouldn't go. It would just she just would not go.
and like, why is that not a possibility that she
Uh,
has to kind of, because,
she would be thrilled to not go. It's not a
right?
punishment, and there's no consequence of her not going, so it doesn't matter.
None at all? What do you mean? How is there no consequence?
What would be the consequence? The school doesn't care.
Well, zeros.
No, they don't care. I
Right.
mean,
But
I guess
like
if
she
it was,
wouldn't get the classes, she wouldn't learn. I think it might take a minute.
yeah, no, she would not. She all the homework's online. She would just do it. Like she misses a ton of school right now for the acting, and it makes no difference. She still has 90s. She's missed like 30 days this year. No difference.
So you feel like unless you basically physically get her there,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a that's a real tough spot
There's no
because
there's
she's not learning anything, right,
no
from it.
no. And then
And the
every time
monkey
I'm
is
like, oh,
on
I'm gonna
your
take,
back.
yeah. Every time I'm like, oh, we'll take away your device, like
Good
you can't
luck.
actually follow through on that. Like it doesn't freaking work. Or like for 20 minutes and then, so like it's not I have nothing. I have nothing that I can
You
use.
have way more power than you think you do. And that's why you're crying, is because you feel like you have no power. And that's an awful feeling.
Yeah. It's like coupled with the guilt of like, I don't know. It's just all the parenting guilt of like, do I yell too much? Should I do something different? Am I being mean? But then I get walked on. But then I also just like, no, this is teenagers pushing boundaries. And like, she'll throw back with like, but I'm not that bad. I don't do drugs. I don't do
Oh,
this.
I
I don't.
love it. I could be a
Right. And I'm like,
murderer.
I know,
Thank God you're not a
you have
murderer.
friends that are like terrible, but also
Yeah,
like,
but that's not the litmus test. That's not the bar.
I know we expect more from you.
Heroin is not the bar.
Yeah. But I also can't discount that because frankly, these days, my God, like
I think
there's a
you
lot of
can
people.
discount it. You don't get an award for just functioning as a human being and not doing drugs.
But so many kids don't anymore function as human beings and they like are, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
but
So,
that can't be our, right? We can't reduce the baseline. Use that argument on her. Say,
well,
I'm
yeah.
not reducing the baseline
Oh,
to the
I just say,
worst.
like, you have potential beyond what a lot of these kids have. So we like want more for you and we know you want more for yourself. So yeah, that's great that you don't, but also you shouldn't. So
No sticker for you, sister.
my favorite line to use
Yeah,
whenever,
tell me. I love lines
yeah,
to
this is
use.
my best parenting. I have no guilt using it, and probably I should. But my favorite thing to say whenever like something we don't let her do something or there's something that the friends get that she doesn't, my favorite thing to say is, well, I guess their parents don't love them as much as we love you.
Nice.
And that is, I stand by that line.
That's a good
And
one.
honestly, I believe it in a lot of cases. I'm
Yeah,
like, well, if those kids' parents are letting them do this dumb thing that's dangerous and stupid, that's because those parents don't love their kids as much as I love you.
I like it. I like it.
So, for
We
better or
had
for
a lot
worse,
of that, like issues, mostly with Stella, like our oldest, because there were parents who were like the ones who were like, we'll just let them do all the illegal things at our house because then we know they're safe.
yeah, are they? Yeah, great
And
idea.
I was like, well, you're liable, one.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
but also, even if you're allowing this, our daughter is not allowed to do this. And that was horrible because we were the only ones of the right, just by luck of who her friends were.
Yeah, well, you loved her more than they loved their kids. That's all I
Well,
can say.
I felt guilty about that, guilty and annoyed, right? Like at the exact same time, annoyed that I'm being put in this position, and having to defend it, right? Like it would be like, why are you like that, right? Or they're going to do it anyway, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, but I'm going to make it really hard for her.
Yeah, you don't have to make it easy to do it.
Yeah, I just felt like it was so obvious to me, and that's probably how they felt about me, right? Like it was so obvious that I was an idiot.
Annoying.
Okay, so holiday guilt.
Oh, well, I actually was pretty good this holiday. I feel like I always feel guilty because, of course, I don't go back to Saskatchewan to see the family.
As you should, because you are very missed.
Well, I'm sure I am, but here's the thing.
No, by me too is what I meant.
Oh, I know. I know. It's like it was minus 40 there for a week, and it was plus 2 here. So where am I going to go? Gee, I wonder.
Yeah.
Also, do I want to spend like
A lot of money
$1,200 a
to travel.
person?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
absolutely not.
no. Seb
So,
was home, right?
and he
But
came
Juliet
home.
left. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Sebastian came home from university for 2.5 weeks, which was awesome. And he wants to be at home. He doesn't want to be
Yes.
like,
No, he doesn't want to be sleeping in somebody's guest room. No.
And then our daughter was going to Mexico for a week with her
Right.
friends, family. So anyway, it just worked out. We stayed home. We have Christmas dinner with our friends whose parents came from Ontario this year, but normally it's just them. So there were
Yeah.
like, it was a lovely,
Yeah.
quiet. We shared the meal together, like
Oh,
cooked things. It was great. So I did feel a little bit guilty because we went away for a couple of nights on New Year's Eve to the spa. A friend invited us, and it was all paid for.
how
So at New
fun.
Year's, she does all the decor, and then part of the deal is she gets to bring her helpers, and we got a free room. So it was
So
amazing.
why
But
did you feel guilty?
Well, I felt guilty because Juliet was in Mexico, so that was fine. But then Sebastian was going to be home by himself. But then my husband was like, he's 19. Pretty sure
Yeah.
he wants
He
to hang out
probably
with
loves it.
yeah. He was like, Mom, I'm good. But then we came home and I only had a few more nights with him. And I felt
Yeah.
so like I felt really badly that I was gone those couple of nights.
Well, I would most likely feel exactly the same as you.
Yeah.
And I do feel guilty about leaving our kids when we went away to Montreal
Yes.
in November. Like I still, right? So I'm not saying I feel any different, but what I'm trying to do is think of it like, and this is probably what you're doing. It's like also modeling that the relationship between the parents is important.
Yeah.
But holy mother, I still feel bad about that.
Well, you shouldn't.
But isn't it funny? Right? I can tell you this, right, really clearly and feel quite confident and know that what I'm telling you is right. And at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't apply to me.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I at first was feeling a little bit guilty about my parents because my sister actually also went away for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She left on Christmas.
But it's not your job to.
No. And my parents ended up having Christmas with all my nieces and their little ones. So it was fine. They were happy. Yeah. And then my brother saved the day by coming in from Whitehorse for.
Oh, good.
So he came in, I think, on the 30th. So actually, my sister and I both felt good about that. We were like, oh, guilt-free. Yeah. Like they have visits to look forward to, all the things. It was fine. So
I felt guilty because we went away for a week, right? And we were gone over Christmas. And that's the first time we've ever done that. And I wasn't sure how I'd feel, right? Like it feels, I like Christmas. But I was like, whatever, it works and we're doing it. But I did feel guilty because, right, it's just my mom. And then I remembered it was funny because I felt super guilty and I was like, should we try to bring her with us? And then I'm like, but that complicates everything. And we've never been to where we're going. And so I don't even know, right? Like, I don't know how it would go.
The logistics.
Yeah. And I was like, I kind of just want it to be us and the kids. So, but I still felt guilty until I remembered the time that her and my dad went to the UAE for like a month at Christmas and left me at home. And one of my brothers was away at school and the other one was like 19 or 20 and he did not care. And I was just like literally alone.
Is that the time your grandma died also?
No, that was.
Oh, it was a different time. Okay.
A different time. Yeah, they went away every year for a while. But I was like, you left me at Christmas. And I remember I was like, okay, I'm going to take this time and do something with it. And so I volunteered at a homeless shelter and cut carrots for 4 hours, which is a very long time to cut carrots.
Yeah.
Right? Break the job up.
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah, it was a long cutting of carrots. My hands were very cold.
You, though. Wow. Impressed.
Well, I don't know where I even got that from, but I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I had dinner at my friend's house and I was like, oh, this is so different, right? Like very formal. So it worked out. And then my mom left after I had Charlie, 3 weeks after, or no, Stella, my first baby. My mom and dad went there and I was madder about that. And I still probably am mad about that.
That's fair.
I felt very abandoned.
You should feel guilty.
But yeah, so then I was like, I'm not going to feel guilty leaving you. You happily went away and left me.
Also, haven't you asked her before and she hasn't wanted to come on trips?
She often says she doesn't want to come. We've taken her sometimes. I kind of make her, like twist her arm. But I'm glad that we didn't take her. She was fine. She actually went to Kelowna before Christmas and hung out with my brother and they went to your ski hill. I think he wanted to show her like everything. So she had fun there and then she came home and like we have other relatives. So she had people. But we were in Bucerias in Puerto Vallarta. I don't really know what I'm saying, but it was all cobblestone and like I struggled and I thought, oh, good Lord. Right. And partly I think I need new glasses, but like my depth perception was really bad. And I was like, are you all right? Like, are you just constantly having seizures? Like I would step off like a curb or I would just, walk off the edge of something, but also like their safety is different. Right. Yeah, so. Yeah. I'm glad she didn't come because she probably would have broke her neck. Oh. You know what was nice was being in Mexico and not feeling guilty. Because when we've gone before, we've gone to all-inclusive resorts where I just am a walking guilt. Like I have no idea how much to tip and I don't understand their money. And I'm like, is this enough? right? And what are you working for? Because there's 100 billion of you. So probably not much. So it's on me to fix everything. And I just feel terribly guilty. But this was an entirely different experience where it felt like people were happy that we were there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Were you still in an all-inclusive or?
No, we stayed in a condo. So we just ate in restaurants,
Nice.
which charged enough that I didn't feel guilty about anything.
Perfect. You're like, how much? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll tip you 15 or 20% depending on the service, which is great.
Well, that's good.
But it was nice not to feel guilty because I don't like having vacations where I have a simmering guilt.
Because it's always there anyway.
Yeah.
I have so much guilt about the whole world and the luck of the draw that we got born, that we were born where we were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to research more about that, right? Because it's almost like the expectation is that if you were born lucky, that you have to right all the wrongs. And that's not possible. And I think that's so heavy.
But it's also like, oh, easy for you to say, white girl.
Okay, more on that.
I can't touch it because because by virtue of who and where we were born, there's just a lot more luck.
Do you think that transposes though into like is guilt useful?
I mean, I suppose in so much as that it gives you hopefully an awareness of your situation and other people's situation that isn't the same as yours, maybe it's useful. Because if you just walk blithely through the world going, oh, this is great and whatever, and not be aware that other people don't have the same opportunities just by virtue of birth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
awareness. I like that.
Yeah, awareness. There's a healthy amount of guilty awareness there.
Could it just be awareness, not guilty awareness? Because what's the opposite of guilt? Have we discussed that? Is there an opposite? You're the word person. What's the opposite of guilt?
There isn't. There's just lack of guilt. I mean,
no, there has to be an opposite.
I mean, well, innocence. But then that to me implies that you're innocent or that you're oblivious.
Okay, so there's like guilt and innocence, right? So like guilty of doing the thing
Mm-hmm.
and then innocent of the thing. And then when we use it, we feel guilty. So I feel like I should have considered all of this before we started talking like months ago. Like what is it, right? So because I know what I mean. I felt super guilty that I was late, right?
Is it absolution of guilt or is it just absence of guilt, right?
I love it. I have to write this all down. Absolution of guilt or absence. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that not beautiful? Are you so proud of yourself?
No.
Really? You should.
I think for me, the guilt always exists. So I just want some absolution of guilt. I just want someone to be like, you don't need to feel guilty about that. And even though I probably still will, at least I know there's someone who's told me that I don't need to.
Right. Now it's a choice.
Yeah. But like
that you should feel guilty about making.
Yeah, exactly.
Just layer it. Layer it on.
Yeah, layer the guilt. But absence of guilt, I think that's maybe a sociopath or a psychopath if you have a complete absence of guilt about something. Yeah. Like you should be really not empathetic to not feel guilty about things.
And not be able to see nuance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is awesome. I think we need to have like
who has like a degree of psychiatry or psychology or something to.
Not psychiatry. No, thank you. Okay, we need a linguist, a philosopher, and psychology to unpack all these concepts.
Yeah.
Oh, I read a few books over the holidays that I love so much. And then I read one after the holidays that is like a quick and easy nonfiction. And I don't even know why I bought it because it's not like I love like self-helpy stuff. Yeah. I love it, but I don't love like, the #1 bestseller ever. I don't usually pick that stuff up, but I did. And I think the author's name is Mel Robbins. Oh, yeah. And it's her theory about let them. Have you heard this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wrote it on my arm with black marker when I was really mad at my family one day. And I feel like that's like a big let them, like a little bit of like, it eases me, but it also reduces guilt for being frustrated with people or angry or right. Like I don't even have to get to the guilt point. Am I making sense? I've been taking an awful lot of antibiotics.
You are. I have listened to some of her podcasts. She's one of the few people that I've listened to and I quite enjoy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will too then.
Yeah. I was like, how have you not listened to her?
I
Like,
don't know because I don't know really how to get podcasts. I'll look at the browse thing and I'm like, I don't know. There's 30 billion. How on earth would I pick?
yeah. Well, anyway, I haven't listened to a lot of them, but I've listened to a few of hers. I think I've come across it mostly either through friends posting about it, and then I'll like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
watch a little blip and be like, oh, I should watch that episode. Anyway, but you're the second person today who
What?
was told me that I was talking to Tara today, and Tara was like, you should read that book. It's been so great for me to
Oh
change.
my God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. Not crazy, but zeitgeisty and very cool. And I would like through you to find out from Tara because I thought, had I had this book, right? And sometimes it doesn't matter, right? You're not ready for the thing.
Yeah.
So it might be that I'm ready because it's like 15 years later. Is that how many years? But I was thinking back to the time when that book would have been. Have you read it?
No, I will have to now
You
because
have to.
yeah,
You'll read it in a day. The part that really like landed, and I think unless I, get dementia, will stick, was when I talked about friendship. And she lays it out that we learn how to have friendships and be friends as children, right? And we generally learn this in school. And so your friends are the people that you go to school with. And she talks about friendship as being two things. It's timing and proximity. And so she says, when you're a little kid, it's really easy to make super solid, intense friendships because you're with the same people, doing the same things day in, day out. So you hit timing and proximity. And that's our model generally, right? And then you grow up. And she says the first inkling that you generally have, and she's really general, but it's like very well laid out, is you go to university, right? So you all graduate, all these friends, and then some people stay, but other people go, and lives change and get busy. And some people get like a serious relationship or they go travel for a while. And initially, everybody tries, right, to cling to that, right? Like our little pod, we have a text chain that's like blowing up all the time. At Christmas, everybody gets back together, right? Like making time, got to see these people. But it gets harder and harder and harder and harder.
yeah,
And then usually you're kind of your next iteration, besides your work friends, right? Because your time and proximity is you become a young mom. And right, it's the people you sit beside at the soccer game or in the mom group or the book club. And those are, right, it's time and proximity. And you have those things and you're experiencing the same thing kind of together.
yeah,
And she writes about like a time where she was, part of like an adult friend group and you think you're all grown up, you have all your shit together. And it was like a neighborhood kind of friendship group with kids, same school. And she convinced another best friend and husband from like a different friendship group, right? But convinced them that this is so awesome. So they moved into this neighborhood and became better friends with her new friends. And how hurt she was when she realized like that they were having dinners together and stuff and she wasn't invited. And her husband's like, you got to calm down. And she said, but, so then sometimes when we were invited, we'd go. But she's like, I was the worst possible version of myself because I was so angry and hurt that it almost fed the beast of, well, why would we even want to include you? And like, oh my God, Amy, did that all resonate? And she's like, probably the reason they were getting together is they had kids in basketball. Ours weren't, right? So you're out of practice. Say, hey, come on over for supper, right? It's like timing and proximity. But the implication is always like, oh my God, they don't like me. And sometimes they just want to hang out with someone different. Like that would have saved my mind back in the day when we had book club and friend groups and it was complicated and people were hurt and I was hurt. I felt like I was just this walking hurt thing, right? So I don't know if it would have helped back then. I hope it would have, right? Like I hope I'm not that much of an idiot.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I need to read it definitely. That's really
We could reconvene that book club and read that book.
just the
Just
three.
a one-off.
Oh,
Let's
you
close
mean like
it
the
off.
original members too, that
Uh-huh,
probably should read
uh-huh.
it but wouldn't benefit from it?
Well, maybe, right? Like that's the thing. I keep trying to think. Like there's that psychology kind of thing. Everybody's doing the best that they can at the moment with what the tools that they have.
Yeah.
Have you like that thing?
Yep.
And we all, right, had variations of shit, I imagine. It
Yeah.
would be fascinating if we could actually get all of us together, read that book, and then just sort of like that, close the chapter in a different way.
Interesting concept. I don't think I'm up for it, but it's an interesting concept. I feel like those of us who have or will read it and get things out of it, I think we know who that is. And I think we're already there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We might be otherwise wasting our time. Who can say?
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited for you to read that book because
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I feel like the guilt thing, right? I think it's just going to be a thread that runs thicker and thinner forever.
Yeah. And it's just about managing it. And
Yeah. And I will take any tool that I can get because it is a terrible, like it's different from being angry
yeah,
or sad. It's different because it's like gray fog, right? Anger is like red hot and then it has to just burn out, right? You can't keep it going or you really have to work, and sadness, you usually will work to kind of see the sunlight. But
yeah,
like guilt, it just,
it's a constant weight. One of the things, and I'll have to ask you this because this will be interesting, but when I was talking to our friend today, she was saying how she wondered about guilt in birth order. Like
oh,
your,
for sure.
yeah. So, because I'm like, I'm the baby.
I didn't know babies felt guilty.
Well, I'm not supposed to. I feel guilty for various things, but I don't necessarily when it comes to my sibling. But you're an eldest child,
Mm-hmm.
and she's an eldest child.
Ah.
And I'm curious what your feeling is
Hmm.
on this. But and I would definitely see this from my big sister because like she for years carried, oh guys, I've organized this gift for mom and do you want to go in on it? Like my brothers would never
Mm-hmm.
even have thought of getting anything. Like, oh, what? There's a Mother's Day coming up. Like, and I was so much younger that I would be like, sure,
Right. Yeah, you're in for the thing.
I
Yeah.
do anything. But like even just in terms of like I think about and this made me feel a little bit guilty because not that I was more spoiled, but I was quite a bit younger, so I had more time at home with just my parents, for good or bad. That,
I
I
think
was
that sounds lovely.
yeah. Well,
Did you get them on the end where they're like a little bit like, oh, okay, we fucked that up.
yeah, a little
Do it
more
a little
chill, like,
different.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think now my guilt is like, well, because I moved away and left her
Yeah.
there to care for
That's a
them.
tough one. I
That
don't, I wish you didn't feel it, but I totally get it.
Yeah. But also knowing that had I stayed, more would probably fall to me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because she's so busy and like
Mm-hmm.
just yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but then I do feel guilty, so I feel guilty for leaving her. And then I think about because what Tara was saying is like how she plans and organizes like get-togethers and family
Right.
things and like
Yeah.
probably more than her siblings.
Yeah.
And like definitely my sister is the planner. Like I will always help to organize and make things come together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's like the instigator of like, oh, we
Right.
should do this
Right.
party for mom and dad or whatever. Like, do you feel that as the eldest child? Do you feel like there's a different weight
Oh,
on you?
yeah. I've always thought of it because I've thought of it less as being the oldest, but that totally makes sense because you just sort of get roped into being bossy when you're little, but more because I have brothers, right? I don't have a sister. So I can't, like, I don't know what to separate out because I'm the one who organizes, who sends the message generally. I mean, it's been incredibly rare for one of my brothers to suggest, right, an activity or an event or gift. It's usually me. And neither of them live here. So things that need to be done. Although my brother, who lives closer to here, has been coming an awful lot more. And I think it's kind of to be more supportive,
That's
which,
good.
oh my gosh. Okay. So he's been coming more. And actually, my other brother, it's kind of weird, but my brother that lives in Kelowna sometimes works here for like a couple weeks stint. And so on his way in or out of Saskatchewan, he'll spend a night at my mom's. And then my other brother has been coming more frequently to just sort of do stuff around the house. And he also has business stuff to do. And I realized all of a sudden last fall, I'm like, they have spent more time with mom than I have. And I was super busy. And so that was fantastic. But I started feeling guilty about it. Like, And I was like, what? Like, you are generally the person that does all of this. So why? And I was like, is this guilt or is this control freak? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be curious to talk to your sister. Like, do I do this because it's always sort of fallen to me? But have I actually now embodied this and want to control it all? Because when they were doing this, it
Now
kind of,
you're,
I felt like, well, hold on, I'm supposed to be like the decider of how this goes.
yeah. And now you're martyring yourself because you're like, wait, that's like, I'm always the one. But now it's
Right.
like, oh, but I like that role
I
actually.
am always
Because
the
then
one.
I can hold it over you that I'm
Yes.
the one who's done
Yes.
everything.
Yes. We should
Interesting.
have your sister on.
Oh, well, she I mean, we've talked about this. She never feels like I'm useless. Like
You're not useless.
I'm not. And I do, like, I'm very aware. But all my siblings felt to a degree that I was spoiled. Especially my brothers would often comment on it, which is funny because I really wasn't. And maybe it's just because, like you say, I got a different version of my parents.
Well, my two older daughters frequently comment on their youngest sister as being spoiled,
Yeah.
which, right, I'm not sure I'm a great impartial observer.
Yeah.
And that criticism is not directed at her as much as it is at me, right?
Yeah.
Because who would be doing the spoiling? But I disagree with them.
Mm-hmm.
I heartily disagree with them. I think
I
it
actually
is.
used
I
to,
think it is, right? When you're the oldest, like for your sister and for me, you get your parents like who have no idea what they're doing. And so they make multiple mistakes, right? And they're just it's terrible, I think. That first child is really hard. And then, if you have a second one, you kind of shape it up, probably. But if you have like a third or fourth, by then you're like, okay, you can actually course correct, you know? And
yeah.
so it could be spoiled. Is spoiled the right word? Or is it I'm jealous because you got like the more relaxed version of our parent who actually learned some lessons along the way? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, no wonder you're happy and jokey and funny, which is right. All the stuff they say
Yeah.
about their, like last children is that
Yeah.
they're like comedians and, nobody's asking you to bring diapers or to take something out of the microwave or find daddy.
Yeah, and I will admit that I actually and I don't actually feel guilty about it now. I actually still to this day will be like, yeah, I was the spoiled baby. Like it's fine. I deserved it.
Well,
It's okay.
because when you say it, do you know what I like when you say it? I think there's probably various ways to say it, and maybe given our conversation, but when you say it, it doesn't sound like when I think of spoiled, I don't know, I'm thinking of Paris Hilton or right, like spoiled
Yeah.
with like material stuff
Yeah.
or
I was not
lack
material.
of discipline. When you say it, what I hear is like loved,
Yeah.
right? And time.
Yeah. And that's probably the most accurate. Yeah,
You're
because
reclaiming what's
materially, I wouldn't say I was more spoiled than my siblings. Although, I mean, growing up in a family of four, there was always not a lot of money. There was probably a little bit more when I was older, but
not like that it
not.
made,
I was not
yeah,
like my parents. I was never showered with gifts, and we were not
yeah.
getting designer clothing or my dad was a
Yeah.
teacher.
No, the only thing my mom liked to spend money on, and she didn't like to, but would spend money on was shoes.
Good
And it was
quality
like
shoes.
literally one pair.
Did you go to the shoe shop on Hill Avenue?
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely.
And sit in the little thing. Oh, I just love that.
Yeah, Sally.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have to pee really bad and I have to go to a basketball game.
Don't feel guilty about it. That's life.